Okay, let's try this thing again. I've had 3 false starts on this video so far, so third time lucky. Happy birthday, everybody. Every day is your birthday. Welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. 2 people on my list who have real birthdays today. Laura Reigel, who appears to be in America, San Diego, not sure. Hello Adele. Sorry about the false start earlier on if you saw that. I'll explain why in a moment. And well, there's several reasons, but I'll talk about it probably in a minute. And Charmaine Barber, which is the one that set me off last time. It was a bit of a tricky one because I was like, oh, Charmaine Barber. That sounds like my friend Pete's surname, Pete Barber. But I don't think there's any relation between the 2 of you guys. But I had to go and check it, and it made me really start thinking. I'm thinking, crikey, I don't know. And then I started thinking about Pete, because it was this time last year I was just preparing to go to his funeral. So he was a university friend of mine. Must have died just 50, I think. He's a little bit older than me. So he died on November 3rd, apparently. I've just been onto his page to post a little profile, a little memory. And we went to... okay, no problem at all, Adele. And sorry about the big truck in the background. Hopefully that noise isn't too noisy, but we'll check it later. Anyway, so and his funeral was, I think, on the 6th of December, so coming up very soon. And it was quite a weird experience for me because obviously as a 50-year-old guy to sort of drop dead suddenly like that, it was unexpected. And when you go to the funeral, there was not a lot of old people at the funeral. Normally when you go to a funeral, it's a lot of old people at funerals. Yeah, exactly. I did do a live on my way back afterwards from the funeral. I stopped over, pulled over to lay-by, and because it really hit me. I can feel it hitting me a little bit now as well. Not a lot of old people at his funeral. It was a lot of young people, and of course his 2 young children who were still at school, teenagers, had all their friends with them as well for support. So it's a very odd feeling to be at a funeral where most of the people were either my age or younger. It was a weird experience. And Pete was one of these people who I was friendly with. We were friends, I guess. I say I guess because I didn't see him enough. I didn't go and visit him as often as I should have done. I would have liked to have done. And so I felt bad having not been to see him often enough, and that now he's gone and I'll never be able to see him again. I'll never be able to spend time with him, get to know him a bit better, and that's kind of tragic and sad. And it did start me on a personal development journey, and it wasn't until I started thinking about it while I was doing the other false aborted live. By the way, the people are still building that house over there, so that was noisy. And then there was people walking past me constantly behind me as I was doing my videoing. So I thought, oh, this is ridiculous. I can't do this. I can't focus. So I had to move. So I've tried to find 3 or 4 different places trying to find a place to do this from. And now I'm by the road, and of course, big trucks going past as well. So, but anyway, set me on a personal journey. Yeah. So I did that live, and then a friend of mine, Tanya, who I'd met in 2009, got back in touch with me. I tried to go and date her back in 2009. But she had a boyfriend at the time and it didn't work out, and we kept in touch sort of vaguely, but not really very much. And then she saw that video from me and she said I felt compelled to get in touch, and I'm glad that she did, of course. And we ended up dating a couple of times, and it was absolutely lovely, and it was really, really nice. I think I've talked about her a couple of times on these lives, but just wasn't going to work out, I don't think, long term. But it was really nice to have reconnected with somebody who I'd first met 10 years before, off the back of Pete's funeral. And it was basically one of those moments of let's not wait any longer to get in touch and see if there's any potential here, I guess, really. I'm not sure that was what the intention was, but that's what happened at the end of it. So I've got off topic. It wasn't what I was planning to talk about, but you're still here, Adele, yay. But what I was going to talk about was love. I just started reading this book, Loveability. It's linked in the description. And I've got a few things to say about that. But interestingly enough, the Blinkist book of the day today was something like "You are not enough and that's okay." You've got to go. I think you've gone. That's fine. you are not enough and that's okay. And I thought that's quite intriguing to find out what they're talking about there. And it turns out it's all about God. It's all about religion, basically. Well, God really, I suppose, and Jesus. And it was really weird saying, don't look for something outside of yourself to make you happy. It was kind of taking apart the personal development concept. It's a very interesting read, well worth listening to, even if you... The trouble is they do mention God and Jesus a few too many times in the book, if I'm honest. So it made me cringe a little bit listening to it. I'm going to move around the corner and see if I can at least stand on the other side of these brick walls. I don't think it's going to help much, but we'll see. Yeah, it was a bit of an interesting concept. I'm not sure I approved or liked the message they were trying to say, which was basically you can't be complete without God, basically, is what they were kind of saying. You keep trying to make yourself complete with all these things in the real world, but God is the only person who can make you really complete. But then he went on to say that God accepts all your imperfections and so forth, and then God allows you to be yourself and follow your dreams and loves you anyway for who you are, which is basically the same message anyway. So it was a bit of an odd kind of mixed bag of things. I think it's kind of one of those situations where well, anyway, I don't want to get into it too much, but it's an interesting lesson. It's worth listening to. However, the book was talking about, and this is why it was an interesting conflict between the audio book of the day from Blinkist and the physical book of the day, Loveability, because Loveability was helping you to love yourself and helping you to understand what love is and how it works and so forth, which is kind of cool. So I'm looking forward to reading that. I've only just done the first 2 chapters of it. And it's actually it's actually kind of the same as the other book was talking, the Blinkist book of the day was talking about, because it's about finding the best bits of yourself and loving the best bits of yourself and not looking for external validation. So the Blinkist book was saying, don't look for external validation. And it's like, well, yeah, but personal development people are also talking about don't look for external validation, all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of a weird, anyway, maybe more investigation required, I don't know. I have in the past talked about how actually, for me, the concept of God is actually inside yourself. It is actually you accepting you for who you are and being the best person that you are and loving the world in the best way possible and understanding how you can love other people, even if, well, basically just love other people and spread love out into the world. I've talked about that many times before. It's a concept I probably need to explore a little bit further, and I will do, because the book is all about lovability and so forth. I was just having this little weird conflict today between the Blinkist book, which was talking about God. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking about that now. Love is stronger than fear. That was the title of this section, and it's true. And I love the fact that if you love the thing that you're about to do, then fear doesn't come into it. It turns into excitement. And that's kind of a cool concept. Will Smith talks about that when he does his parachute jump thing. The other thing that's in that book is also it's about how love is not a word, love is a feeling. Love is, and obviously because every different language uses a different word for love, and I kind of love that. And he defined in the book love as being the ability to love and be loved, which I thought was very cool. And then there's also a quote from John Lennon. I'm going to shorten it down a little bit. It says, "It matters not who, where, why, when or how you love. It matters only that you love," which I think is my own message. That's a shortened version of the actual John Lennon quote, by the way. And then there was something on the videos of the day today with Grant Cardone. He was saying opposites attract. He wasn't saying opposites. He was actually going against opposites attract in love. And I think he's right. I think it's not that opposites attract. I think it's... I think that's probably people just being a bit self-delusional about that sort of thing. You need to be working together in any relationship. If you're loving somebody, you need to be pulling together in the same direction and not fighting against each other, which was kind of interesting. And then there was another thing about having a destination and a direction, which I loved as well. It's another concept I picked up today, which I may explore in another video because I've run out of time for my 10-minute thing here. But it was... yeah, I don't have time for it now. It's all good, it's all good. I'll maybe push out onto tomorrow if I have anything to say tomorrow, but we'll see. Take care, everybody, anyway. Love from me. Can't do the full hearts because my hands are taken. Send your love out into the world. Love everybody and have a lovely Wednesday. Bye.